Today I'm going to be showing you how to do some of our gems from Xenia's Imaginative color. This one's from book 2. As you can see, I've been playing around with some colors. Today we're going to use, I always like my Uniball Signo white to finish it up with. You'll see that at the very end. But I'm going to try some new pencils today. Someone else has been asking me about how these work, so we're going to find out. They're by Feela, as you can see right here. They have numbers on them. We're going to use 009. We're going to use, this one is 034. And we have a 088. We're going to use white, of course, which is 043. And then we're going to use another one at 028. Now, these are all shades of purple, and if anybody knows me, they know that purple is my absolute favorite. As you can tell, I've been playing over here with one. But ours is going to look a little different. You do want to start with basically you're going to go from one end to the other, and you're going to follow in with your shapes of the diamond. And you have different diamonds on this page right here, and each one you would do a little bit different, but I'm going to show you how to do this one where you're just following the shapes of the actual diamond. And as you can tell in this one right here, you can see that there's light areas and then there's dark areas, and then you can kind of tell that the light source is coming from this area over here. That's what we want to do with this gem. You want to pick a light source. So when you're picking a light source, in my eyes, it's kind of like just a matter of opinion. If you're doing multiples on a page, maybe you want your light source all to come from one area. On this one, I'm going to have my light source over here, so all of my darker colors are going to be on this other side. So as I start to get some color in here, all you're doing is a very light start to the color, because you're going to blend some of the other colors as they get darker over it. And I did choose white, which of course you're not really going to see on this white paper so much, but it's basically there to kind of blend in with the next color next to it. And you want to do it up at the top as well, and you don't want it in the same area. You want to move that color around. You have to remember that a gem is seeing color from all angles. So you want to pull in the colors that it's seeing from around its outer parts. And you want to get some color up here in the tops. And this is my lightest color, so you don't want to put too much light over here, but you do want some. And there's no really rhyme or reason other than light to dark, in my opinion on this. And now you're going to bring in something just a little bit darker. Give it a little bit of contrast. And these aren't blending too bad. They're actually kind of nice. They have a good variety of colors. And you gotta remember, you can come back in and add colors later. So if you don't have enough light now, don't worry about it. You're gonna be adding more in. You can go back over the layers. I'm gonna add some of that dark in here. We're gonna get some of that contrast in. Darken up the side over here. And I have to say, I do favor my purples. I have to be careful that I don't color everything in every shade of purple that I have. I'm really not partial to any particular shade of purple. I like them all, from lavenders to darks. And you can see that I'm really not, have any kind of game plan on this. And you can make some a little wider, some a little thinner, especially when you get towards that darker color. You don't want big blocks of dark. So I went in here and I'm highlighting that little white in there and kind of blending in, making that a little more of a pink. Just kind of getting that color blended in over here for that light source. You can see how dark this line is right here. That's the reason that we're going to do something similar to this, to kind of bring that out and lighten it up just a little bit, so it's not hard like a cookie cutter, like you just did it out of a children's coloring book. You want to soften that up a little bit for these gems. And like I said, you're going to go back and see we've done some of that white. So now when we go back over it, not quite so dark, we actually get a little bit of pink in there. And it lightens that right up. But we're still using those same colors. Just kind of fill in the gaps as we go. A little dark here and there for that light source to shine right through. Overlapping the ones to make actually, you know, the new colors as you go through. Just kind of blend them in there. And as you can see, we have not yet put that darkest color in quite yet. We're still working with the lightest of the colors until we're ready to add that darkest color. Alright, so let's try some of that darker color in there. And these go very quick. These take like no time at all to whip out those gems, get a little fun color in there, get to play with some colors you might not normally use because you're just going to do like every shade in a spectrum from light to dark. You can see it kind of taking shape. As you remember up here, whenever you look at it, and you can see all of them together, you can see all the different light sources that I brought in. And I had some depth to that background. This is pretty much what you did with this. You've got some light spots, you've got some dark spots. It's how the light is hitting it. You just want a little bit here and there. I think we've pretty much gotten our color in here. You can go back and add as much as you want. Now, I'm going to that famous pen that I love. This, all you're doing is outlining the outer edge of all that black, just to tone it down a bit. Until you get that nice flow going, you may have to go over it more than once. Gel pens are picky. I choose to leave a little bit of that black showing. To me, that is depth. That is that shadow underneath that gives a little bit of depth. You don't have to be perfect. All you're doing is coloring over that dark line. Gives it a whole new look in the end. And you can leave it black if you choose to. This is just one of the things I did on the main one and I kind of liked it. Just to soften it up. You can even go back in and make some sparkle marks if you choose to. You got some lighter areas that didn't quite get that white in it from the pencil that you wanted. Maybe it took on too much of that pink or purple that you were trying to put in there. And I've been favoring gems here lately since I did this one and was playing around with this one. Every time I see a picture, I can kind of visualize a gem now going somewhere in it. That way I get to play with all the colors. And I just really liked the perspective of these gems. Usually you see the tops. This one you got to see the side. And it really was intriguing to try and capture some light all in the gem. All right, there you go. A little bit of depth, a little bit of color, and voila.